So I'll just be sharing my. So that was what from where we started business writing with ChatGPT, and the major concerns of that we have covered last week. That was email writing. I think hopefully all the contestants who were the part of this training have a bit of idea that how they can utilize ChatGPT, which is an AI tool, for their normal daily routine help, and it would be really beneficial in the later part. So we have covered obviously the introduction, then the business writing. We just have a quick get through from that. Today's talk, we would be moving on from email writing. And the last week, we tried to start up with the report writing, but we just didn't have any discussion on that prompts and all. So we'll be continuing from that part, that means report writing again. And then, as requested by a lot of people, that to add the memorandum, how to write a memorandum, and whether that are inside the company or any kind of memos, whether that are legal or non-legal, how ChatGPT would be helpful in it. So a short description on that also we have added in today's session too. Ended up that it can help in translation and paraphrasing, though a bit of it is already discussed last week. But we would be continuing in detail that which paraphrasing tool would be more beneficial with the use of AI tool of ChatGPT, how you can proofread, and what really we can expect for the ChatGPT in the future. I would not really forget to mention that, as we all know, that ChatGPT is an upgraded version that every now and then, as it is an AI tool, so it's based on the database. So after a few modulations, until now, that means before September, they were having ChatGPT 3.5 version of it, which is totally free for every user. It doesn't have any limitation of using it. That means for 7 days or a month, or there is no limitation on it. For n number of times, you can use ChatGPT's free version. But if you want to have some more upgradation, um, for example, there are other options that you can even create images. You want to just improvise your speaking skills with the help of ChatGPT, or you want to just speak and use ChatGPT to either translate and copy word to word. That means text to speech or speech to text. That is possible also with AI tool too, but that is the part of the paid version of it that has launched in ChatGPT 4. That is the latest model of that upgradation for AI tool. But that is not available for every user, the people who are in registration for that. So they are only having access of it. Even for that, there is a waiting list, even if you're applying for that. So there are a long waiting list to get onto that. You can buy it if you require, but otherwise, in a normal use, if you want to use it, then you can easily utilize that one. Sorry. So without wasting our time, we'll just move on to the part of it that what we were discussing, the report writing. As we all know that for different organizations, report construction is the major thing that I think every corporate, is going through. So responsibility, if I say that whose responsibility it would be to create a report, that varies company to company. And it all depends on departments also. Sometimes it's managerial reports, that mean annual reports are mean into construction, or only the upgradations, or if they want to have any modulations on some project, or till what extent the reach of the project was there in the market. And there are different of scenarios. So reports can be shorter, the reports can be longer. It depends on the choices and the time, the situation where the report has been into construction. Into construction. They can be operational. They can be based on any, project that's ongoing or is finished, or on the basis of that project, there would be any decision that are be taken by the management. So that report construction can be onto different scenarios. For example, any company is going to launch any product in the market, but they are skeptical because there are similar products already in the market, but they are a bit hesitant on it. So at least report provide them a better idea and a better description on how they can go through from it. So we would be learning that how this chat GPT will help us in report generation. People who are into daily daily use of it, that means who are known to that how to create a report and all, they obviously will be knowing to the core concepts of it. But maybe the person as a layman who's maybe, for example, me, who doesn't really have any information about how to create a report, so it would be a bit hard to ask different browsers or even my colleagues who might can give me not a detailed picture on it, or might all be not really clear on certain ends. So this chat GPT can at least give it a hand on it, that it will be really helpful for whether that is a layman, I mean a normal person who wants to create a report as in a beginner, or the individual who has created the report earlier but to have want to have some changes in it. So for any person, it can work wonders. So there are certain steps who can which can really be helpful if you try to if you really have a decision that to make a report. For any writing, it's a major concept actually, whether you are trying to write an email, you want to write a memorandum, you want to send a proposal, you want to send a report, whatsoever it is. Any writing's base concept is your audience and a purpose. If you're hardly been concerned about your audience or the purpose you're writing to, then I think that any writing you're writing, whether that is email or proposals or reports or memorandum, that hardly make any sense because the message delivered would not be really right. So always get concerned about that whom you're writing, as well as what is the reason behind writing in it. And then request or put up an instruction, add up your details in the chat GPT AI tool, that how you will be utilizing, what report you want the chat GPT to give you in a detail. I mean, what template you want. You really want a template on it. You really want a details only of the bullet points. So what details you require, chat GPT would guide you on it. Now, suppose if I'm a beginner, right? And I'm not really having any idea on what are the parts should be there in the report writing. I'm beginner. I have zero idea about it, right? As like any person who's joining a company, having no experience, and given a responsibility to create a report. So for that person who doesn't know the steps and so things, but he knows to combine the things, right? But doesn't know what points he can add it on. So let's see our first example we can take up with the chat GPT, that how it can help just to get the basic template. So hope my screen is much clear. So let's see, I want to ask ChatGPT what parts should be there in a report writing. So I can instruct, can you suggest a template on what to add in a business report? So here, as I simply ask only the template on what to add in a business report. I didn't give any kind of specific, you know, any specific information I didn't put in that in which scenario I want a business report to be. So business report, what points should be there? Introduction, company overview, market analysis, financial performance, operations and process, challenges and opportunities, recommendation, and conclusion. So here we get the basic template, the table of contents. But as an addition, ChatGPT has provided us with a bit of explanation that what we can add. For example, in introduction, explain the purpose and scope of this report, essential information about company in company overview. In market analysis, what can be added? Industry, competitor analysis, and customer analysis, financial performance, what points you can add that are all being given in here. So it's suppose here I didn't give any description on that, what to be added in the business report. I simply asked the template for, so that is a common template for any business report. What I want any specific details on it. That means I want that my ChatGPT can provide me with a report with the productivity or the employee satisfaction, right? Or something like that. So let's see what ChatGPT will give me in a description of it. So I have just entered information, write a report on the impact of remote work on productivity and employee satisfaction.
അതുപോലെ തന്നെ HR കോഴിക്കോട് ജില്ലയുടെ HR പ്രോഗ്രാം നടന്നുകൊണ്ടിരിക്കുകയാണ്. നമ്മളൊക്കെ അതിലും കൂടെ പോകേണ്ടതായിരുന്നു. പക്ഷേ ഇന്നത്തെ
They have explained the global shift towards remote work has prompted organization. So here, as I'm just highlighting this part, as you see, that's only work for the remote work. Why so? Because I highlighted I want to have an impact of remote work on productivity. So I have inputted a right information that I want a details on remote work, on productivity, as well as on the employee satisfaction. So I have given 2 points to ChatGPT to give me explanation on. And on the basis of it, the whole of the report construction gets on the thing. So it's like whatever you're inputting in it, in which scenario you want, that will be provided to you. What if I want the generic report template for feasibility study, suppose, but with the examples. So I can instruct again the ChatGPT on provide me with the feasibility report template, but certain kind of example or some research work I want the ChatGPT to add in it. So let's see what picture ChatGPT will provide us. So as you can all see, the earlier one, so that was our earlier example without any examples or any research work. That was simple description. However, when I instructed ChatGPT to provide me the details, but with examples, and how I can add up those examples. So for every point, apart from the description, what example can be added is given as an introduction, as an example. So this way, if you are not really sure enough that in this scenario, what research data or example I can add, then you can take a help of this by quoting up an instruction to ChatGPT that just provide this detail, but with maybe the data comprised of this research or data including this and that with the example. So it will be providing you with the details on the basis of it. So back to the point now. So another thing that that do this ChatGPT until the reports. Not every organization is into writing reports, but yes, a lot of are there. So by quoting up different examples into it, by putting up a proper instructions on it, I can write different reports. So report writing gets a bit more easy work. Suppose I'm not getting really an appropriate, objective for the company. I have the information objective of a company, but I want to make it a bit transformative for the report writing. So simply you can copy and add it up the detail that construct a better or comprehensive objective for the business or organization who deals in whatever scenario or whatever sector the company works in, that you can add in a example in that. So this way, with the different viewpoints, with the different additions, we can use ChatGPT for construction of the report writing. Now coming on to the thing that do really this AI tool help us to send up the proposals. I would say definitely. I'm a company, suppose I'm running a business or I'm into the market from a long time, maybe a newcomer, but I want to attract more potential customers to me or new companies. I want them to join me. So there are proposals that companies, send it. And they put up a lot of efforts in, making up proposals so that the other company to whom they are sending the proposal, they will not miss any chance to attract them. So this creation of proposals are a very hectic job these days. And I think I don't know really that how many of you have undergone that sending a proposal to the companies where data analysis and what costing would be bearable and what facilities or options you are providing to other person will always be the talk of the discussion in the proposals. So where to input which part and how you can highlight that or and can enhance your writing in a way that other person who is reading that proposal would not miss a chance to join, right? To join you back. So we'll just see few of the templates that how to create a business proposal on the basis of that mean with the prompts. These prompts are, I'm not saying that you have to use all these prompts at always. With the modulation and with a bit of amendments in it, you can use these prompts. Because for not every person, the same prompt would be workable. Different individuals comes with the different aspects. Different individuals comes with the different scenarios or situations in their mind. And on the basis of those scenarios or situations, your prompts would get changed. But you could say the base of it remains same. Maybe I want to act as a manager and I'm saying ChatGPT, act as a manager or act as a CEO of the company or blah, blah, blah. So that could be added. Base remains same, but ultimately rest of the other things which you want to change or which you want to add it or amend, that can be amended on the basis of individual choices. So it's not that every person would be able to use the same prompt for the different things. So the base can be taken and the additional points can be added it. So let's see, we will take an example. As you might have seen the screen where I have mentioned, write a proposal template for my here potential client. For you can mention the company name to which you want to send a proposal, who is struggling with, right? Maybe to my client I'm writing. I'm a company who receive a lot of feedback, maybe not a good feedback from a customer, and they are struggling with few things with my company. So what I can do for them, what proposal I'm sending so that I can keep on with that same client with me for my, rest of the business life. So which points I can add it on, struggling with which pain points, you can add those pain points if you want to. These are the services that I offer, that mean what I will be adding in it. Make the proposal and describe the tone of the voice, why it's required. Tone of the voice, you want it to be affirmed, that means certainly to be done in a how quick manner it will be done, so that can also be added. But if you are not really known about these things, so let's get to a chat gpt, that instead of, sometimes people get avoided that I don't know the pain points, I don't know what can be added in it, or what I should be writing in that scenario or sentence. I do not, it doesn't really come into my mind at a same time. So in an easy manner, that means as you are talking to any other individual, maybe you're sharing that thing with one of your other colleague or any of the other company member. So how you are sharing your details with the person, in the same scenario you can put up or input that details or information in the chat gpt also. So let's take an example with chat gpt. So let's I want to say um, write a business proposal for a client who doesn't want to continue his services with the company. Add more benefits or services that our company can provide to him. Okay, let's see what it will be given to us. Now, as you see here, I mentioned the business proposal for a client who doesn't want to continue his services with the company, right? Or who doesn't really want to. So here, subject line, enhancing our partnership and delivering more value. So that quoted up to the straight to one point, that we want to continue the partnership with the other person. So starting, I trust this letter finds you well as we approach the conclusion of our current service agreement. We appreciate the opportunity to have been a valued partner in supporting the success of whatever the client's name or the company name is. You can mention that. It has been a pleasure working with you, and we understand that circumstances may change, leading to a re-evaluation of service provider. We respect your decision to explore alternatives. So it's not that directly you are telling them that it's okay for you, or you are, using that language which is not really professional enough to attract or to those clients who are, doesn't really want a part of you. So this chat GPT AI tool has used a specific language so that other person won't really feel that the word choice of words are not appropriate to deal or to ask them to get back to the company again. So proposals overview, comprehensive service review is mentioned, dedicated account management, that assign a dedicated account manager what services our company will be additionally providing them to keep them with us. We believe that these additional benefits will not only address any concern you may have, but will also demonstrate our commitment. We are open to further discussion. So that showcase that we are always open. Thank you for considering our enhanced proposal. We value the partnership we have built with whatsoever the client name and are eager to continue contributing to your success. Suppose I want more specific subject line. Can I do this? I think we can quote it up to the ChatGPT. Can you make subject line more specific to the topic? Tailored solutions and enhanced benefits to elevate your business partnership. So here, better words, tailored solutions highlighted that I gave our company is providing the information or the services to the client who doesn't want to be part of it, but tailored solution, that means amendments are being done. So this highlight, that means I can change the subject also. I want to it a bit precise. So I can do that. Can you make it more professional? So as you see here, instead of giving me the whole detail, I quoted up the subject. So ChatGPT only provided me the subject information. So if I want the ChatGPT to again back to the proposal, so I have to mention the ChatGPT again that can you make the proposal more professional? So let's see, because otherwise it will be taking its previous conversation as a discussion tool to give you the answer for that. So can you make proposal more professional? So here, only the language gets used. In the light of your decision, we have meticulously reviewed our services, and these are our commitments to provide the proposal to you. So here, thorough service evaluation. The first which was given is a comprehensive service review. They would be conducting a thorough review of your current and future needs. However, in a nows, what additional would be there? That undertake a comprehensive review of your current and future requirements to pinpoint areas for improvement and optimization with our service framework. So what changes are being made? That though the base of the proposals remain same, but the language and the input, the key points are being more strained and worked into the business language than into the common language. So with this way, we can modulate. We want less services. We want to add maybe the 3 or 4 services only. So I can give on to that also. So now I want to act as a customer, that means a company who has received a proposal, and I accepted the proposal of the company, and now looking forward to increase the business with that. So for that, what template ChatGPT can give us, we will see to it. Create a template for on confirmation of the proposal sent by the company. So here, what reach of the proposal confirmation was there? was there, confirmation of proposal acceptance. I hope this letter finds you well. We are delighted to confirm that we have received your acceptance of our proposal dated on whichever day. On behalf of our company, we express our gratitude for choosing us for so and so services. We are enthusiastic about the opportunity to collaborate with whatsoever the client's company name and are committed to deliver exceptional results. Our team is eager to commence work on the proposed project and ensure its successful completion. So, brief summary of the outline, what was into acceptance, because it's not that from the proposal everything would be, onto the same picture. So, sometime it also happened that once a company is sending a proposal, so then they receive some modulation or modifications on it. So, this is the sample of when a company has fully, accepted the proposal. Sometimes companies send the amendments that we want to have a amended proposal on the services provided. So that amended proposal can also be sent in the same manner by instructing the ChatGPT to work onto the that we have received an amendment in the proposal. So create a template based on the amended services. So this way, whatever earlier services were provided with the modulation, with some amendments and changes in it, we can reconsider, or we can send it, instruct to the chat GPT to create a proposal on the basis of it. Now, mentioning of that amendment or addition is really required. Whether the timeline requires to be edited, or the cost or the payments should be changed, or some kind of budget has to be either increased or decreased for that. So whatever kind of changes you require, that should be given as an example to the chat GPT. Otherwise you will get the only basic template of it. So whatever you want ultimately from AI tool, you have to request the AI tool to answer you in that same scenario. Otherwise, the answers you will get either would be repetitive, which you have, it been shown on your screen earlier, or will not be giving you the clear idea what you're really looking for. So always input a right information so that you're receiving a right output out of that. So we'll back on to our discussion again of we'll move our now discussion to memorandums. So memos, why memos are there? It's every small, large, whatever organization is there, they always write memos, memorandums, right? So what is the need of it? Actually, memorandums are what? It's internal discussions, internal communication. Internal communication that is happening inside the company. Now, a lot of people say that then, emails are there. What is the requirement of memorandum? Emails are there. So if a communication is required, why not we are using the emails? See, there is a difference between a memorandum and an email, though the format remain a bit same. But when memorandum comes, it would be very clear and concise, and it is an authoritative, value to it. An email is only the information that is being, passed on to different employees of a company. However, a memorandum is the one which has been act as a more professional way of communication, and whatever instruction or decisions are being taken in the company, that are always being highlighted by memos, because it is a authoritative one that everyone has to follow it. This is the same way that the memorandum is having that value. So which email cannot be really part of. Earlier in the, I think the past, maybe 10, 15 years back, where the emails were not really part of the everyone's life. At that time, the memorandums were always placed in the company's notice board. But now the scenarios are being different. In small organizations where not everybody is having email, or they are not really aware of emails and all. So in that, as a notice, they always keep on, as a copy of that on the notice board in their companies also. But these days in our organizations, in a corporate world, these memorandums are being circulated with the use of email. But that email will definitely have the highlighter on top of it that it is a memorandum. It's not a normal email. So it typically, what really includes, it includes a header, right? Which never been there in the email writing. Header, that mean on top, that mean now from where it begins, it will always have starting memorandum. So it's not the short form you can use. You have to write a fully memorandum. Then what details are there? Who is that memorandum is from whom? That means who is the responsible person for sending that memorandum? Date on which the memorandum or that notice is being, delivered, and with the clear and the brief information, plus the key individual points that should be considered. Either it is in an instructional way, or it is an informational way, or it is in a persuasive way. So whatever way the memorandum is being created, that will always be mentioned in the body of the memorandum. Now, when it comes to the emails, in the email, we always say that avoid to have the bullet points, elaborate, keep it a crunch in a minimum sentences. We always write very shorter emails. However, the memorandums can be lengthier if the communication between the company get more elaborative. So for ensuring efficient and timely information spread, the memorandums are being sent to from a one department, and it can be circulated in the other departments. Maybe, for example, the management has taken a decision on set number of holidays for every employee in a meeting. Not every person, that means whosoever the part of the company on a different levels, they were not part of that part. They were not part of that meeting. Maybe there were 100 employees, but only 10 were there in the meeting. So how to circulate that information to each and every one? So for that, memorandum is in a exact way to send the notices and to send the right information to each and every person who is part of that company. So that's why it plays a great role when it comes to the internal communication. Whether it's an announcement, you want to convey any information, there is some decision which has been made by the company for the employees. So anything which is legit, which is not only a simple information, and it has an internal routine of something, so that is only been shared with the memorandum. For that, the emails are never been considered as a right option. So there, the memorandum will always be the part of it. So now, format, we will just have a look on it, that what will be the format of it. On top of it, a memorandum will be written as an informal record, as in a reminder that it is a memorandum. Otherwise, if it is a general email, it will never be considered as a notice to us. So it's always written a memorandum. Then recipients, as I have discussed, sender, date, subject, that means either it is a decision, it's an information, or it is what. So it would be clearly being, highlighted on it. So I'll show you one memo. I think that will be a wise thing to show so that you can have an idea. So give me a second. So I'm just sharing a screen to show you how really an accurate sample would look like. I think the sample is already there on everybody's screen. So I'll just bit zoom it up. So as you see, sample mammo, it says only the mammo sample for you. So as we would start, instead of here sample memo, the memorandum will be written. Here, as you see, to whom I'm writing to, that means either it's a full name and position title. To, if I'm writing to whole of the employees, so I can say employees of the company. So two can be then changed from whosoever the person, the decision maker was there, is the CEO of the company, manager, is an HR department. So whatever was there can also be part of it. Whatever day the decision is being taken, subject, which is an important part to not to forget to add, because that subject will decide what kind of a memorandum it is. Is it a informational one, or what category of memo it is? As you're seeing here, it's a third quarter report findings. So that has been sent to the CEO of the company by the CFO, right? So this way, the memos can be sent from department to department also, or on any hierarchical level. On any hierarchical level, that means on a different levels, from a one level to employee to the other also, or from a one level to the all employees also. So it depends on that which scenario of communication is required. So here, no salutation. Now, what does mean of salutation? That means a start or a beginning, dear, and blah blah. Other things is not really required. We can simply be starting it. If it is a particular person, I can highlight it the name of the person. But if it is for the all company, I can only mention that employees. Two is already mentioned, so I can straightly start up with the purpose of the that means the reason behind writing a memorandum. So as we see here, the purpose established early, that means what was into the discussion was mentioned. If there is any negative information or any positive information or whatsoever details you want to add, that means, for example, you want to notify all employees that there are some discrepancies, they are not maybe attending, they are not coming on time, or they are not utilizing their time over the work, and instead maybe somebody is playing games or going here and there outside or inside the office a lot of times. And there is not only a one person, there are a lot of people who are into routine of doing it. So that is the negative information. That means a scenario you have already in your mind. So what you can do is you can instruct first the purpose, then the negative information, that means information which you want to share it with them, that will be added. And then the positive information, that means what decision is being taken on it. And then what call, that means specific call to action was taken on it, and that means what they have to follow, what other people have to follow, all the employees have to follow in that routine, and the decision would be in line from whom obviously will be given at in the end of it again. So this is the basic scenario of writing any memorandum. So beginning by the title, that means header, to whom we are writing, from the person we are writing, whosoever maybe I'm writing, the date the memorandum is been into construction, subject of it, purpose, add up the negative values or negative points that you have already been discussion of that meeting, ended up into a positive note, and the decision and the call to action. Call to action, that means what action is being taken and what is being expected from the employees to do. But much persuasive voice and a tone. It depends on your tone, that in which scenario or a manner you want the memo to be into construction. But the base remains same. That's what I have shown you. So this would be the basic of it, basic memorandum. how many paragraphs you are adding. Minimum maybe 4 paragraphs, and depending on to the discussions and the scenarios you want to add, the number of paragraphs will get increased or number of paragraphs can get decreased. But the points remain same. The purpose, negative information, positive information, the decision not being taken, and end of call. That means call to action, which will be the ending point of it. It can be possible it is in a one sentence. It may be possible that it is in a paragraph. So it all depends on you, that how you are constructing a memorandum with it. Right. So well, back to our previous part now. We'll see few examples. 3 examples we will take. Suppose write a memo template comprised of effective strategies to be announced for our employees and ensure they understand the desired outcome. So maybe a company is launching new strategies or some guidelines for all the employees. And for the announcement, they have used the, sending memorandum to all employees. So let's take the example of this part. So my screen is now, I think, is visible to all of you. So let's see. Write a memo template comprised of effective strategies to be announced for our employees and ensure they understand the desired outcome. So here, as we discussed, to whatsoever person, that means to all employees, your position and your name, if it is from HR department or if it is from CEO or any department only, and one person is responsible for the decision of it. Then implementation of new strategies for specify the purpose. So here, specify the purpose. Here in this memorandum, I didn't mention for any strategy or any purpose. So you can even add, if you have the purpose in your mind, you can add that purpose details also in it, right? Dear team, I hope this memo finds you well as part of our ongoing commitment to continuous improvement and achieving our organization goals. We are excited to announce the implementation of our new strategies aimed at briefly specify again the goal, which you have already mentioned it here. So suppose I want to, send some maybe the guidelines to attend a project which will be part of attending multiple trainings. Trainings for different departments. So that was the purpose of it. So here I can mention new strategies for attending trainings for all employees. So then again, whatever purpose I have written it here, I can rewrite that one as in a purpose here, because the purpose is the major thing you should be writing in the beginning. Then it's up to you. You want to add up some background information to it or not. If you don't really have any background information related to it, or what was the reason behind, looking up to that taking a decision, the purpose. So that also you can add. Key objective, clearly outline the specific objective of new strategies. What strategies are there that are also being discussed? Strategy 1, explanation of it. Strategy 2, an explanation of it. Expectation, what we really clearly communicate what is expected from each employee in relation to the new strategies. This could include changes in workflow, responsibilities, or any specific action they need to take. Training and resources, if applicable, if you want to add that there is some scenario where you are instructing anybody to attend the trainings or resources to be part of those strategies. You can add that also. Timeline, that means call to action, that means in whatever time of it will be into circulation, that it will be implemented in the company, that should be mentioned. That is call of the action, right? So an acknowledgement, request employees to acknowledge, received, and understand of the memo. So most these are having a lot of points. I don't want to really go for a lot of points. I want a straight, cut, clear memo. This is a template only, right? So let's see, we'll take the same example, but bit of changes. Instead of template, I can say write a memo window, comprise of strategies, announce for our employees, strategies of attending training sessions for all new employees, and ensure they understand the desired outcome. But I want it not to be that much elaborative. I want it short and crisp. Keep it short and crisp. So here, see, it's very much clear, shorter, and crisp information is there. Obviously, to all the new employees, your name, who's to discussion, training session strategies. Welcome to whosoever the company name, if it is for new employee or if it is for the already on board employees. We are thrilled to have you on board to maximize the benefits of your training session. Please adhere to the following strategies: preparation, engagement, networking, application, and feedback. Remember, the goal is to keep you with the skills needed for success in your role. If you have any question, feel free to reach out to whosoever the person to be in contact. Best of luck in your training journey. So that is more crisp and onto our subject line of the topic which I wanted to organize a memo on. So if you are putting up a right information in a desired way, the AI will provide you with the right information. Let's take another example. You can unmute the participant's mic. I think once we finish up with the memo writing, then the majors are being completed. So if they would be having any questions, so we can, I can wind it up till 3:30 for whole of the description. That mean that transcripts and paraphrasing and all in all. And then afterwards, I think you can unmute the participant's mic for any questions if they would have.
Okay, ma'am. Because I need your permission to unmute this because it will disturb our class now. That's why.
Yeah, no.
I still take your permission.
That's
Okay.
that's all.
Thank
fine.
you. Thanks, Vilas.
Just give me 1 second. I'll be just back.
അസ്സലാമലൈക്കും. പ്രിയപ്പെട്ടവരെ, ഒരു ചെറിയ ബ്രേക്ക് എടുത്തിരിക്കാം. 1-2 മിനിറ്റ് കൊണ്ട് തിരിച്ചു വരും. 2:30 ഇവിടുത്തെ 2:30 നമ്മൾ Q&A സെഷൻ സ്റ്റാർട്ട് ചെയ്യുന്നതാണ്. നിങ്ങൾക്ക് ഇതുമായിട്ട് ബന്ധപ്പെട്ട എല്ലാ സംശയങ്ങളും ചോദിക്കാവുന്നതാണ്, പറയാവുന്നതാണ്. അവർക്ക് അതിനുള്ള ക്ലിയർ ആയിട്ടുള്ള മറുപടി കിട്ടും. ഇൻ കേസ് ആർക്കെങ്കിലും മൈക്ക് ഓൺ ചെയ്ത് ചോദിക്കാൻ പറ്റുന്നില്ലെങ്കിൽ നമ്മുടെ ഗ്രൂപ്പിൽ കാര്യങ്ങളൊക്കെ അറിയുന്നത് നന്നാവും. ഓക്കെ മാം, പ്ലീസ് കണ്ടിന്യൂ.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah. So we will be back on our example. So act as a manager here, as you see, and write a memo notifying all employees to follow best practices for communicating in an upcoming training session or event and ensuring they are aware of its importance. So let's go with that one. So it clearly clarifies importance of effective communication in training session. Dear team, and then clear and concise communication is not just a best practice, it is the cornerstone of a productive and collaborative work environment. Further, communication matters. Now, as I mentioned the ChatGPT, that to have that what are the best practices and why it is really, important for them to get aware about what is the importance of having a communication with the other person to whom they are meeting should be part of it. So why effective communication matter? That has also been added. Maximizing learning. It is a team collaboration, problem resolution. So might as an individual, I would forget to add major concerns or major points to be highlighted. But at least with the help of, this AI tool, I'll be having all the scenarios and pictures in front of me. And it would be all on you. You want to, keep on with the same copy and paste, but instead of relying on copy and paste option, we always do suggest to have a help from the AI tool and restrict yourself onto only copying and sending. Utilize this AI tool for your help. Check on what details or information, they have provided, the tool has been provided. And on the basis of that, simply convert, change, add more details if you want to reduce some content out of it, you want to just change or your personal, you want to add some personal touch of your instructional way, the way you want to contact to the employees or any company you're writing to. So that addition is also possible that you should be doing. So it should not be that you're totally relying on it. It's a helping tool as similar as like any of the other tools we are using, but it's a more, I would say, effective one than relying ourselves only onto the browsers. So here, best practices for communication, the options are being provided because I quoted ChatGPT to provide me with the best practices. Active listening, clarity and conciseness, respectful interaction, timely responses, and tech etiquette. So here, elaboration or short elaboration of also is being provided. Your role that being called for their action is also being added in the end. And obviously, as an ending to the topic, the best regards, that mean your name, position, and contact information from where we have started with was also should also be there in the end of it. One more example will be taking it down. Now we were looking on to an employee, a person who is a beginner, who is a manager. Now let's see, can AI construct a message from a CEO of a company to all the employees to announce company success or milestone to employees and encourage them to thrive for similar goals? So it's an appreciation memorandum for all of the employees. So here language gets different. I'm thrilled to share some exciting news about recent successes and milestones as we continue to grow and thrive together. Your hard work and dedication have played a pivotal role in achieving these accomplishments, and I could be prouder of what we have accomplished as a team. So company success, whatever success, whether that is a benefit or any profit the company has acquired or has undergone from a great transformation with the help of all the employees, So whatever success was there, so that can be any award, any record breaking sales, a product launch, or some project completion, which was really a hard nut to crack for others, but with the effort of team, the things were done in a very, simple and composed manner. So that company success, it depends on the scenarios that what you want to add, but that can be added. It can be a one, two, or three, or maybe a one single sentence of a paragraph too. Celebrating your contributions. These achievements are a testament to the commitment, innovation, and teamwork demonstrated by each one of you. Your contributions have propelled us forward, and I want to express my sincere gratitude for your hard work and dedication to our shared goals. Now, then, open dialogue, as it's the appreciation one. So I value your insights and perspectives. If you have any idea or suggestions on how we can further enhance our success, please don't hesitate. Conclusion, again, thank you. And I'm confident with your shared vision and determination, we will achieve even greater milestone in the days to come. Another thing that here they have the ChatGPT has provided me with the headings. So in my memo, I will not be adding these headings. It would be into simple paragraphs because I'm not adding that I'm writing, celebrating your contribution. I'm writing a company success. So it will be a simple paragraphs with no headings at all. So we will back to our discussion of it now. I hope the memorandum writing is much clearer. So for your internal conversations, whether that is a very precise conversation, communications, is it a legit one, legal communication? So you can take help of ChatGPT with that. So a little about the translation and paraphrasing also, we will not be forgetting to add in it because that are important tools of ChatGPT now. And translation, I though have added the last week too, that with ChatGPT, it is now possible that you can translate any of your text in whatever language you're adding in it up in any other language, right? So translation and paraphrasing is really now possible with the use of ChatGPT. Now, how it has been into translation. Now, as we know that around the world, around more than 10,000 plus languages are spoken. And not everyone, I think, have any capability to speak all the languages. But as we all know, we do receive the emails from different websites. Maybe I have bought something on any website or web store or online store, and they are always sending, their brochures or their new new discount value emails or certain kind of these things. And sometimes they send you emails in your own language too. So how that is possible? So either they would have the translators and the backend team for them who are constructing each and everything. But here, ChatGPT can help us as a backend team helper for us, who can help us into translation of one language to the other language. So how actually it helps it on? I'll be simply quoting that change English to Spanish, right? Change this paragraph of the sentence into the same specific language of it. So I can instruct ChatGPT onto utilizing the one scenario into the other one. So it's not that I'm only relying on English, right? The other person who's living in at certain place who doesn't know to read English. Maybe they know to speak English, but they don't have any idea about reading English. Now people do say that how it's possible that speaking is possible and reading is not. It's definitely possible, because we have undergone a lot of people who speak sometimes the perfect English, but when we give them particular words or sentences or a long paragraphs, they always hesitate. That means in a basic communication they are okay to speak, but for reading they are not really okay. So that lie to every language, whatever language is there in the word, so they can translate it. The how it is translating, because it is a AI tool which is developed, and a lot of information about translations and human interactions around the world. That it's not been relying on English language only. So it works on the massive amount of an array of information which is incorporated in that AI tool as in a data, and on the working on that data which is inputted in already with that AI tool, with all amendments, with all the information that it is keeping with it, the translation is possible in the real time. So now, why it is required? It's not really been required to use ChatGPT for translation, but as maybe I'm on a project where my clients are from China, right? And I want to send them a greetings, but in Chinese, right? Or being in UAE or in Qatar or any other, Arab country where I'm not really familiar of speaking Arabic. But I want to make a contact with the clients writing in Arabic. Though the Google translator is also there, but as not all the AI tool would have an exact and a clear picture out of it. But yes, it can help us into giving a basic translation. Maybe I'm welcoming one client from a different country, with a simple one paragraph. Okay, ChatGPT is there. Whatever message in English you are typing, so with the translation of this chat with the ChatGPT tool, you can translate into respective any other language. So all these languages are being translated. So on the basis of that translation is possible, that means what you are quoting up, what you are inputting in it. If you are simply, putting up any information that translate this to that, then it will be a simple translation. Simple translation, that means they will not be really much accurate. So it's a possibility also that that is a, I would not say it's a drawback, but I have to mention ChatGPT that in which scenario I want the translation to be published or to be given to me. Now, suppose I want to write a client who is in Dubai, and he's local, but I want to write a welcoming message to that person, but in Arabic. I have the English information, but I want to translate it in the Arabic. Now, as we know that every country, every language has some dialect. Dialect, that means a specific reach, a specific words, or some scenarios that they use in their daily routine. Maybe in a different aspects. Maybe in Abu Dhabi, they are using a different way. In UAE, in Abu Dhabi or Dubai, they are using different dialect to use Arabic. In Qatar, in Saudi, or in any other areas, they always use, you would find a difference in speaking Arabic or any other language. So that varies place to place. Even if I say, suppose in India, in Bombay, in Bangalore, in Kerala, or in Punjab, or Delhi, or Haryana, or any state you say, people speak multiple languages, and every language has its base, its dialect, an area of concern that you should also consider. If I want the chat GPT to provide me an exact translation or an appropriate translation, not like Google, then I have to mention the chat GPT that in what manner I want it to be, get into translation. So as suppose this example, which you are seeing on your screen, here it's been mentioned that a piece of information should be translated such that it is to be spoken by a native speaker. Then your prompt will be translate the text. Translate the text. Suppose, and I add the text that is in English into, I have written a Hindi, right? You can add up any other language and inculcate. If you forget, Then you can say and add the dialect. That means specifically spoken language. That means the way the people are speaking in that area, used by people in Mumbai. So maybe it's a regional area, and people speaking Hindi in that will be a bit different than speaking in Delhi or any other zone of, India. So that adding inculcate the dialect used by people. So I'm instructing ChatGPT look on to the database that is, helping ChatGPT to provide me with the translation which is exactly to the people who speaking Hindi in Mumbai. So this way I can instruct the ChatGPT also that how the translation can be possible. So is there, any limitation for the translation? So as I have discussed that, yes, a bit of limitation is there, though all of the languages can be translated, right? And it's quite easy. We have different other tools also for the translation. But the challenge, which I think the limitation, which can be possible, is the language or the cultural transitions. Cultural transitions, that mean in a one area as living into a one zone. Suppose any district or any area is there, and in that district there are different villages or suburbs are there. So every suburb is responsible having a different cultural value or transcripts or the way they are, exchanging or communicating their information or talking with each other. So now for ChatGPT, if ChatGPT AI tool is not having any, information about that code or that transcript or that dialect in it, then obviously the translation would not be possible, or the translation would be possible, but it will not be that accurate. So this is the only, the limitation with the ChatGPT, that on the basis of the data as it is providing you the information, so the translation for those languages or for those dialects for which it doesn't have any information or knowledge, then the translation might not be correct. Second thing, that we though are relying on it, but before sending it, always get a second thought on it. Second thought, that means always cross check it, that whatever translation you are sending, is it accurate? Might ChatGPT has picked up some slang words which should not be part of that conversation, and as you were not sure, and you just send it like that. So always cross check that your message which you have typed in English, that is conveying the right part of from the other translated language. So this is the only limitation that you could say that it is there for the translation in the ChatGPT. But upon during the research that was done in the translation with ChatGPT AI tool and the other tools, ChatGPT has provided more transitional data, that means more accurate data than any of the other. So might some other languages maybe not part of it, but I think it would be valuable if you want to translate, right? Because sometimes we want to translate some sentences or words into something else. So I think it would be an easy way to do that too. So you can also have that extension on your Chrome, on your browser. So it's a translate tool. Simply you can download as an extension. Simply in the Google, you can add it up the sidebar. So by adding that, you can simply download, added that to the bar of it. So you will all the time, that extension or a Chrome will be that, sorry, translation would be available. Now, why it is a requirement to add that Chrome extension in it? It's not really mandate, but I would say sometimes we all know that we might have the internet issues, or it provides an inbuilt prompts to help you translate those summaries or informations which are quite hard even during that time when internet is not working, or it's working but it's not giving a clear picture. So instead of opening ChatGPT again and again and quoting up your information, or you want to not having a sentence on it, you want to just have a one word, synonym for that part. So that is also possible if you're adding that Chrome extension on your browser. So it gets more easy for you to translate any of your text in any of the other language. As you see on your screen too, that translate in English, translate the following content to English language. And here, this is an application. This is like an application access or extension that will be work wonders, that I want to rewrite, I want to just check the grammar, or I want to just translate. So simply by downloading that extension, you will be able to add that tool to you for all the time that you want to, right? So another will have a quick picture of paraphrasing. Paraphrasing. Now, I have simple language, right? But I want to put a good effect or impact of my language in front of others, or I want to totally transform this paraphraser in the chat GPT, not only for the business people, it is helpful, but for the students, researchers, writers, or students even, right? But don't really rely totally on the paraphrasing tool, because there can be the plagiarism also. So always, keep it a look onto it, that whatsoever you want to, if I, as in a person, I want to change the words I have written. So with the understanding, I want to change the synonyms of it. Some words I want to change, and some words I want to keep on with the same thing. But otherwise, my language is having just very basic start, but I want to transform it. So for the transformation, paraphrasing is the great tool for it. So it's just like, rephrasing your information by quoting up a simple information into the system and getting a more detailed manner or more elaborative or some different approach by quoting one simple sentence, right? So paraphrasing, that means reframing that one sentence which you have written in your language, your language that means in English, but you want to transform it by keeping the meaning same. So that is paraphrasing. We are not changing the meaning of it. We are only transforming the sentence structure of it, but maybe with the different way, right? Now let's see, as you see here, paraphrase this sentence. The company faced a 10% drop in stock prices today. Today, the company experienced a 10% decline in the stock prices. Can you use any other good vocabulary? Company encountered a 10% depreciation in its stock prices today. So as I want to change any specific word, suppose I want to change depreciation, right? Okay, let me share it again. Sorry. Okay, so now I think it is there. Okay, so now I want to change the depreciation only. So you will say, can you change depreciation into some other word? Witnessed a 10% downturn. Now, maybe the other person doesn't know the meaning of depreciation. I know the meaning of depreciation, right? So, okay, downturn. I want to totally transform it. I want to only, change a little word of it. So I can do all of this thing. So suppose I want to, artificial intelligence is rapidly revolutionizing, right? But I want to change this part. Paraphrase this text. So here, artificial is rapidly revolutionizing, is swiftly transforming. Here it is numerous industries. Here, various sectors from healthcare and manufacturing, including healthcare and manufacturing, finance, and so and so. So it is been totally paraphrased. If I want to add some good vocab with it, add some good vocabulary. So here, totally change. This transformative force is ushering in highlighted efficiencies, pioneering solutions, data-driven insights that were hitherto unattainable, marking a profound evolution in the landscape of these sectors. So this way, the words are being changed. So that means change of, suppose I want to, change ushering or heightened or unattainable. I can change those words also. So it's up to me how I'm instructing. So paraphrasing is just helping me if I'm a student, suppose, or I'm working on a project and I want to just reframe whatever information I have written it down into more professional approach. So I can add up a more professional paraphrasing, right? So this is possible with this AI tool that a professional paraphrasing from a simple writing is possible, where you can easily change the words and sentences into some other approach. Sure, we can start up with the questions. And for the PPT, shall I share the PPT in the chat box, or how you want us to share?
Yes, sir, please, this question for you.
We can share in the WhatsApp group by ourselves. Madam can share one of our email or WhatsApp, so we can share.
So
You
if
can
you want me to share it here, I can share it here, and that you
Yes,
can
please.
forward to all of your
Yes, please.
participants,
Yes,
right?
please.
So it gets more easy for you to download the things and all. So let me just send you first, so it gets, then we can have an. Yeah, so I have shared the PPT, so it is downloadable, right? So any questions from any individual to be on anything could be asked now.
Ma'am, hi.
Hi, yes.
This translating tool, we can get it. How can get the translating tool?
Sorry, which one?
Translating tool, no?
Translating tool. You want to add
Yeah,
that extension in your Chrome, right?
yeah.
Then you simply, on the Google, you can write ChatGPT writer,
Okay.
right? So that is the extension available. So download that extension and that would be workable.
Okay, thank you, ma'am.
Okay, so any other question?
പ്രിയപ്പെട്ടവരെ, ചോദ്യങ്ങൾ ചോദിക്കാനുള്ള ടൈമാണ്. ഇവര് ക്ലാസ് ഓൾമോസ്റ്റ് കൺക്ലൂഡ് ചെയ്തതായിട്ടാണ് നമുക്ക് മനസ്സിലാവുന്നത്. ChatGPT ബിസിനസ് റൈറ്റിംഗുമായിട്ട് ബന്ധപ്പെട്ട് ആർക്കെങ്കിലും എന്തെങ്കിലും സംശയം ഉണ്ടെങ്കിൽ ചോദിക്കാവുന്നതാണ്. പ്ലീസ് ആസ്ക്.
Because that's more easy use. And on the mobile application, if you have a paraphrasing tool, and none of the other applications I think are giving a exact picture, but you can download ChatGPT application. But this this extensions are only possible to be added in the Chrome, not on the mobile phone. It would be workable. Thank you, Mr. Unis, for that. I'll be just first taking up a translation for you, as is being mentioned by Mr. Yesser. We'll take two examples for the translations. And even though you can use it for proofreading too. No, dear, it's not possible to create a PowerPoint presentation using ChatGPT. It can help in what? It can help you with the base of it. That means the major points. If suppose I want to have a presentation, you can instruct ChatGPT that I want to create a presentation on project management of this product. Can you suggest me few points? Then the points can be given to you. Elaboration, if you want, that also can be provided. The source can also be provided. But if you think that generation of it, as we are making it from the PowerPoint, that is not possible. So that is only possible. You can take help of it. Simple copy the content from it and add it up into your PowerPoint presentation. So there are another tools there, which I think is a very cumbersome job to combine two tools together or three tools together to generate one PowerPoint presentation. So better what people do is they open up the PowerPoint presentation and they take help from the ChatGPT, and on the basis of information they are quoting in it, they are highlighting, they're getting the information and then copy that required information to the part of that mean their presentation or PowerPoint presentations. So exactly the slide construction is not possible from the ChatGPT tool, but the points can be, elaborated. Okay, so I'll back quickly to the translation, right? So it gets more easy for that question can also be taken, and then we will move on to another question. One minute. Okay, so as it was that the screen is now, I think the ChatGPT screen is much clearer. Suppose I want to reframe this sentence. Okay, you asked me for the translation. To be yourself in the word that is constantly trying to make you something else in the greatest accomplishment. I want to change it into maybe Spanish, right? Or in German. Okay. Translate this sentence into Spanish by keeping local dialect of Spain. So the one sentence is being translated easily. So it can be translated into any other language that you want to. So it depends that if you are bit known to that, maybe you want to translate Malayalam into some other, or let's see, I think the one message was typed into it. So let's see if the ChatGPT can, help us out into having that idea that way the translation is clearly possible or not. So I'm just simply copying that message. A minute. So I'll just share the screen now. So I instructed ChatGPT to translate this into Malayalam into English. So the answer though is provided, they translated into English, but as I didn't mention that translation of Malayalam text, so I need to mention keeping the dialect of it. Keeping the dialect, that means it is emphasizing on the language dialect. So the explanation is being translated into English, but one can only ask questions that cannot be asked, is not part of it, obviously, and inquire about the answers of the trainer after it has happened. After it has finished, that means after one has asked or finished asking the question, then the next question can be asked. So always cross check. That's what I mentioned you earlier too, that always cross check for the translation, that what translation is being done, does it make sense or not? If it does make sense and it is as per the dialect of that, the country or the area you are changing the translation part to be, then translate it. Otherwise, it's up to you. You want to give in a translation a try or not. But otherwise, in a basic translation, it is much more easier than translating it on any of the other AI tool. Okay, so we'll move on to the next, Mr. Anzer's question, how to make visible one-click prompts in web access. Is it not showing when I use the ChatGPT in PC? See, the prompts are not inbuilt prompts. You are creating those prompts. And if I want to suppose use web access, it's not showing. I can show you over my screen. As you're seeing here, is only the ChatGPT is open. And on the back end, all of the extensions are working. So I want the ChatGPT writer, suppose, and it's workable, right? So web chat GPT I want to access, that is into access of it. So extensions would be workable easily, right? So it's not, you need to just click onto it. So that will be visible to you. And side by side, your ChatGPT window will be opened also. So it's workable. So you need to simply add that extension on here, download that extension and add that up in here. Suppose I want to download ChatGPT Writer. So I can simply extension. So I can, here remove is coming. So, that will be add from Chrome will be visible. So whatever extension you want to add, that will be visualized here. And by downloading it, it will be there. And whatsoever extension you want to use, just click on that extension. So it would be workable then in your browser. Malayalam is tough for ChatGPT as well. Yes, I think it's true because there is no space in the sentences. So might be in English we have, the space and all. So that's why. So it's always also Malayalam is considered as an, hardest language to speak as well as writing too. But I think with the gradual improvements, ChatGPT will learn how to write Malayalam too. Anyhow, so can we create any kind of Excel worksheet to add in management report in ChatGPT? Yes, it is possible, Mr. Munir. But the problem you will have with the ChatGPT creation of worksheet is that you have to instruct ChatGPT about the data that you want to add. If you are not adding up the data, that means information is not quoted up into the ChatGPT, then it will not be possible, to get the accurate information. You have the information. Suppose I'm having a lot of the data on the employee satisfaction. I've collected it from multiple companies. So add up that data with that create a Excel worksheet on this. Then the end result, you will have just the basic scenario of it. Copy it and then paste it over your report wherever you want to place it on. Can ChatGPT generate images? Yes, it is possible. with ChatGPT, but that is only possible in the paid versions of it. Might all of you have aware of that now ChatGPT in September launched or implemented more modulated version. ChatGPT 4 is there. In that, there is a DALL-E 2, which is responsible for the creation of AI images. So if you have a paid version and you have, subscribed to that one, then definitely image creation is possible. You can instruct ChatGPT to create an image, but that is only possible in the paid version of it, not in the normal, the which is open for everyone. Yeah, so can ChatGPT generate images? It cannot generate images, as I mentioned. Right? It can only be into generation if you have a paid version of it. If you doesn't have, I mean, if you don't have any paid version, it's not workable. So I'll just, that is a Dell E2 is the second upgraded version of it. Earlier it was having a Delhi. 1 minute, you have sent me one picture. Let me check. Okay, so okay, that is a web access and one-click prompts, which I have earlier in last session we have discussed it on. That is a question from Mr. Anza. That is a web access. I mean, this web access, that is also an extension, right? Voice, that is also an extension, Mr. Anza. You need to just simply download that extension from Google, that web access, and it would be similar as like I have shown you the ChatGPT writer. It will be there in your extension. Mr. Yasser, next question, paid version can translate voice messages. Yes, text to speech and speech to text is now possible with the latest upgrade. But as we all know that not every language can easily be, translated. It's still into, it's still into the upgradations. More work is required to be done on it. The developments are going on it. But yes, in the paid version, that definitely the translation of voice is possible. Thank you, Hanifa. It was really wonderful session from for my side also. When I got really, I think, a good audience who really listened since our beginning day to our third session. So it was a nice session because we all here were always skeptical that what kind of, the people we are going to beat it up. We're not clear enough on it, whether our explanation would be clear enough to them. So that was a question for us. But it was really a nice session. That mean it was really wonderful. And I think we all, whatever you have thought of, this course has provided you when you acquired here, not only for your professional advancement, but I think it is improvising your skills. It will help you to refine your writing and hopefully I think you will get a continued success in your business. So every person, it's not only for the business individuals, for anybody, any layman who doesn't know anything, simple, I think, can download the chat GPT and, start working with it. So I wish all the participants, all the, best of luck for their future. And thanks
Yes,
for
ma'am.
giving us an opportunity to be part of KMCC, to provide you with the training, and really a heartful thanks from me. It was really a nice session.